Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, look at the light. Look at the light. All right. Well, we're just going to work with the light as it is. I'm being chosen by the universe. I'm being chosen by the universe. Ashe. So I'm live today. I'm live today. I'm live today at Fee King Suggestion to give you guys the raw, unrelated, and real run report and let you know everything that happened. So, welcome to the Be Your Own to the Be Your Own Hero Show. Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero Show. I'm your host. I'm Sacred Wrights, and I am an author. And here is my book cover: Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now. Please pick up the book and spread the info. Spread the info. Thanks to New Thought Media Network for allowing me to be blessed. Be blessed as a young man who has had not one but two strokes. Those of you who've been watching have heard that now, but I'll recap that in a second. Have not one but two strokes, but have also been experimenting with everything that happens here, and that has been a great discipline. It's been a great discipline. So thank you. Let me see if I can figure out what to do about this light a bit. Maybe if I pull this. Oh, no, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to deal with the. I'm just gonna have to deal with being selected by the universe. All right. So, okay, so let's start. Let's start the story where the story begins. Let's start the story where the story begins. This is first of all, this is going to be an outro episode to talk about the marathon. And what I was mentioning just a couple seconds ago when I mentioned two strokes is my second stroke is a stroke that everybody knew about. My first stroke is the one that no one knew about. And I just found that out myself. So people have been asking me, oh, two strokes? I thought it was one stroke. All over social media because I mentioned it now in my materials for the fundraising abilities. And so I just need to clarify that yes, I've had two strokes, but it was the second one that everyone knew about. The first one people didn't know about at all. So yeah, so that's what we got to talk about. So anyway, let's start with the beginning. First of all, shout out. Well, you know what? I'll wait until the sun drops off a little bit before I show my things. Maybe I can show you my things. Oh, well, you know what? Can I show it to you? I can't quite see that. Oh, there it is. There it is. My medal. Okay, medal and my fleece. New York Roadrunner. New York Roadrunner. Yes, I have been wearing this out today, the medal, but not this. Not this. Anyway, this has sparked me a few comments thus far. We went to Fee's favorite coffee shop, and this woman was like, oh my God, you did it. She was so effusive. She was the first person to speak about it today. And she just gave me so much love and energy and felt great. It felt great. Okay, so I'm getting off on a couple of different things now. What I want to do is talk about the beginning. So the beginning, you missed me most of the weekend and you didn't get a run report from me yesterday, those of you that watch me on social media, because I didn't do a social media report. I completely forgot. I was, we had to get up early and we went a different way, and all these things are happening. So I didn't get a run report. So I didn't even get the run report, like you hit your start on your watch. Didn't even get that until like halfway through the race. Halfway through the race, I was like, oh man. So we have to chalk that up. But mind you, that everything happened for a reason. So I wanted to show you this. This is a Dunkin' Donuts hat. Dunkin' Donuts hat. It says New York City, right, and NYC. I just heard about this. I just heard about this on YouTube late at night. And reminder that you can find out anything you want on YouTube. So anyway, so Fee was asking me, is there a different way we can go? And I was like, I don't know. And so I looked online and I just Googled on YouTube, just Googled, you know, like something. Oh, hacks, marathon, New York City marathon hacks. And so they told me that this place they have free Dunkin' Donuts hats, and that was a part of this whole spiel. But her thing was about, well, her first point was about the getting to the marathon. He said you should go and take the shuttle, take the ferry. And I was like, the ferry? All right, let's go. Let's try it. So we get up early and we leave early and we take the train down. I'm feeling much more confident because everyone on the train has their bag. That means they're going to the marathon. It's like, so they send you a bag filled with little basic things. You can put other necessities in your bag. So everyone on the train, had those bags. I was like, oh, this is great. This is great. So we went with them and we got out and sat down for the ferry, and it was nothing but people. Packed. And so I thought, okay, this is gonna be cool. And what we did is we took the shuttle. I mean, the shuttle was beautiful and gorgeous, very different from the bus that we took last year. So the bus we took last year was much different. The scenery, the ability to buy things was much better for the shuttle. The ferry was much better. Anyway, well, we got there, I got my hat and everything. We only had like 15 minutes before we had to check in for our starting. I was like, oh wow, isn't that so that's much less time too? So we did that, and we got on board. I guess I should say that Fee was a surprise member of my running group because I made her a member of the running group. Yes, I did. I made her a member of the running group so she could run with me, and she could do it with me. And so having her was a which one would call it? It was a blessing, but a blessing in something. There's a turn of phrase that I used to remember. I can't remember the turn of phrase, but she was a blessing. And she did so much with so little in terms of how she was constantly posting about the Guinness World Records. She was posting constantly. And she was doing stuff with her phone that I didn't know how to do with my phone. And that's another thing that I should say about aphasia is things that I used to be able to do with my phone. I just had to ask her straight up, how do you do that? And so there was a wide variety of things that she was able to do quickly, and she just got my stuff going. So shout out to Fee King, for helping me with everything. Now Fee King made it till about mile 15, halfway through before she came home, and then I went on myself for the remaining time. Remaining time was hard. it was hard because B King left around I don't know what time it was, but let's say it's around 6 o'clock. The marathon shut itself down. The marathon had shut itself down. Like they left the streets open, but they had shut itself down really in terms of moving people through. And so that was really, really challenging because I didn't have my headset, I didn't have anything, just me. And mind you, just to visualize this, imagine New York streets empty, dark, with one person walking along them. One person walking along them. Me. I was like, whoa. I mean, no music, no nothing, just me walking. I was like, oh man, this was rough. This was rough. And so thank God for Reverend Mel. She popped up at her usual spot in Harlem, and she started walking with me, and then she stayed with me the whole time. She stayed with me the whole time. So between the time that I had by myself, without Fee or Reverend Mel, was a small period of time, and the rest of the time I had to go with Reverend Mel, and so yeah, and she helped me. She helped me through because I started looking at all the places to sit. Right, you can't see them in the marathon when you're running and you're part of all the people that are moving. You can't see the places that there are to sit. But when it's just you on the road, you see plenty of places to sit, plenty of benches, right? And I started looking at benches. I was like, oh, I just want to sit down. I just wanted to sit down because the the pain really got to me, and it was hard. It was hard. I'm still hurting, actually, still hurting. But yeah, I really wanted to stop. I really wanted to stop and sit down. And what happened is Reverend Mel and I ran across this guy, and he sat down. He was sitting down when we passed him, and she went back. She kept looking back, looking back, and looking back. She said, "Hold on a second," and then she ran back to him to make sure that he got up. And I was like, "Wow." She said, "Why'd you do that?" I said, "Because that's the worst you can do is sit down. That's the worst thing you can do is sit down." And I was like, "Man, well, I was about to be doing the worst thing. I was about to be doing the worst thing because I didn't I didn't think I could make it." I know I say that stuff like that a lot, but I didn't think I could make it. I started thinking of excuses. Started thinking of excuses, but I hung in there thanks to Rev Mel, and I knew from the previous year's race that it gets tricky, that the route gets tricky once you get to the park. So I didn't fall for it. They got Mel a couple times. I was like, nope, I'm not falling for it. I know how far you have to go in and out of the park before you actually have the line towards the finish line. So mind you, this was very close to the end, and it was quiet. It was quiet. We're talking about you could hear snails drop, you could hear a pin drop. It was quiet. And then we came up on the final stretch, and these people started clapping. And Reverend Mel started shooting live. She turned around and started running backwards. And I was like, am I supposed to run? Like, what's going on? So I started running, and the crowd got louder. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I started running. I started going like this. Yeah, 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 to the crowd. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the crowd was amazing, amazing, amazing to give their energy like that to someone at the end of their race. They shouted me out by name. They shouted me out by name. I was like, oh my goodness. And they put this on me. They put this on me like they put it on me like when I finished last year. They hand them out, hand them out, hand them out, hand them out. But this time they put it on me. I was like, what? Oh, you put it on me? She's like, you deserve it. You deserve it. I was like, okay, okay, put it on. Put on my medal and everything. And that was a great moment. That was a great moment. And for those few seconds, I didn't feel any pain at all. I didn't feel any pain at all. And then after it was over, the pain came back. The pain came back. Pain came back. It was very difficult to make it to a taxi. It was very difficult to make it home. It was very difficult to do anything. Free King was making me dinner, and I fell asleep while she was making me dinner. I was like, you know what I mean? And so yeah, it was an incredible, incredible experience. So I want to say that the marathon crew did such a good job of me as a latecomer that I want to come late every year. I do, assuming I'm going to do it again. I'm not sure, but if I did, I would want to come in at the end. I would want to come in at the end because they really set it off. They really set it off. They really set it off in a way that they didn't earlier. So Ashe, shout out to the New York Marathon people. Okay, so let's talk about the Guinness World Record. The Guinness World Record tip. Now let's see if I can choose a number. I just want to refresh. Yes, refresh. The number. The count is $3,000. $3,040. $3,040. Now, for those of you that have been following this, you know that I've been following. Well, I was trying to raise $25,000. Now, I made a small smidgen of that, but I still made over $3,000. Now, this is interesting because $3,000 is the minimum you can pay to run with the back on your feet. Back on your feet. The Back on Your Feet nonprofit. You have to donate $3,000, and so I just barely got that. But anyway, I got that, and I just got that, just barely the amount. So I've been thinking a lot about what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Because I feel like not sadness, but surprise. Genuinely surprised because I felt like I've done everything that the Lord asked me to do in this situation. Then what happened? What did I do wrong? Where did I misstep that I got just enough to cover the basics of being a fundraiser and not the rest? So I don't have an answer yet. If you got answers, feel free to let me know. But yeah, I was really surprised by that. I was really surprised by that. I thought, man, let me tell you, the things that we did for the hoodies. So this is the hoodie, Guinness World Records. Official tip with the skin code. From the beginning, from the ferry, people were into it. People were like, what? So the greeters were like on their microphone, they doing stuff. Come on, let's go, people. You got this. You can do this, right? And I told them about the Guinness World Records. I said, what? Let me write it down. Let me take a screenshot so I can cover it. So these people were involved from the beginning, and people started donating quickly. And so I don't know what happened, but to me there was a great surge of energy, and so I don't know where the disconnect happened, but on the surface everything seemed fine, seemed excellent. So I don't know, once again, where the disconnect is, but I am interested in finding out. So anyway, thank you to all the people that gave, all the people that donated, to all the people that contributed to my $3,000 or so. I mean, it might be a little more or less. I need to calculate, but thanks so much for giving. Ashe, Ashe. Thanks so much to all of you, to all of you, and be prepared. So I'm going to do some thinking about why it failed, and I'm going to think about that as I move forward. I don't know if I'm doing another marathon. I don't know if I'm doing another marathon, but I'm glad to know. I'm glad to have the experience of the mid range and the end, because I did not know. I did not know that I was positively mid range. Right? Who knew? Who knew? I mean, I was just running. Right? I was running, and I stop and I run, stop, run, stop. But I did not know that I was solid middle of the bunch. That I was still in all the things. Right? So I didn't understand what it was like to be at the back. All the people there are to help. And by the way, let me just shout out one story. So this is I explained to you how I was this one man walking down the street, and often I would walk down the middle of the street because I was like, they got cars blocked off, like they still got it blocked off, and I was like, let me just walk in the middle of the street to be sure. Middle of the street, nothing's coming, right? I was like, wow, would you look at this? So I'm walking down this aisle, this street, very short street, because there's a jag in Harlem where you kind of going around this corner, and it's like 2 blocks. 2 blocks, you on this street for 2 blocks. And I hear something. It sounds like applause. And I was like, it sounds like applause. I'm looking around, and I feel like, no, this got to be something. I'll stop and look. I was like, all right, and I keep walking. So when I hear it again, stop and look, and then I look up. And at the top floor, the very top floor of this building, there's one guy. One guy is like, hey man, you got this. You got this. Now I can barely hear him because he's so far up, but it was him talking to me. And I was like, all right, bro, all right. And that just made my day. I just made my day. And from that then on, I stayed walking in the middle of the street. And they would tell me to move out the way. Police would be like, you got to move on, get up on the sidewalk. Because of the street sweepers, I'd get on the sidewalk for half a block, and I'd get right back in the middle of the street. Street sweepers are going to have to wait. Street sweepers are going to have to wait for me. And so that was one of my great experiences. Okay. Let me see what I missed on the chat. Let me see what I've missed on the chat. See what else I need to respond to before I move to. Okay, Forever Mel says, "You, wait a minute, is it going? Okay, you did not find it. Wait a minute, you did not mess it, but this is this or something better. So something better is coming. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I'll find out. I'll find out. Ashe. All right. Shay, thanks, Shay. Only love there. Feet King, back on my feet is pleased. Yes, yes. I assume they are. I hit them. I just hit them recently. Hit them. I was like, are we good? Because they had to change everything for me. They had to change everything for me. Like, let me emphasize that. They had to change everything for me. Because previously, in last year, they said you have to give at least $3,000 before the race, before the marathon even happens, and it's cut off, right? So I had to extend it to it gives you availability on the day. They had to extend it to on the day for me. So, I hope they are happy with what has transpired here, because that's a big step. They really believed in me, and so I too want to help explain what happened, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. So but that was really cool of them to believe in me that way. I share to them. All right. Let's see. Failure is a perception and a judgment. I see no failure here, only success. Your body did that. That's success. Yes. So thank you, Shay. So late last night I was coming home, and by now the paint slipped back into my body. It went away for the end, right? Went away for the end, and then it slipped back in my body, and I was like, I was feeling pain. Anyway, I got on the elevator, and this woman on the elevator, she says, "Congratulations," because I have this on now. She says, "Congratulations." And I was like, "Yeah, but it took me a lot longer this year than last year." And she says, "You just completed 26 miles. You just completed 26 miles. God's grace is smiling on you." I was like, wow. Just like that. And she got off the elevator. I was like, wow. Wow, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. So there are a million two stories like this. A million two stories. Fee got many of them on her video recorder, so you'll be able to see them. I'll talk about them as I remember them, but there are so many stories. Oh, and one more. We're walking, and by the way, we're walking. By the way, we got some pizza. Because if Fee King was hungry, we had to get some pizza. So we're eating pizza. We're walking in the middle of the street, and this woman says, "Come on now, come on. I know how you're feeling now. It's just in your mind. It's just mental now. It's just mental now." And that one stuck in my head too. Toward the end, when I was walking with Rev Mel, I was like, "Ooh." Well, actually, before I got to Rev Mel, when it was just me by myself, no Walkman, out there on the streets with no one else in front of me or behind me, no one else. I started thinking, this is in your head. This is in your head now. And to keep pushing, because I had a whole other half to do. So yeah, that was real. that was real. All right. Yes, it's all mental. Fee. All right. Let's see what else. And so Fee is saying, tell them about the. Oh yeah. So we went into the pizza shop. It was right along the route, and we were looking for bathrooms, right? And we asked the people who were working the race, where are the bathrooms? Because we needed to use the bathroom. And he said, back, use the pizza place. And we're like, okay, well, let's use the pizza place. So went in the pizza place, and then I got some pizza. I'm not gonna lie, I got some pizza. I got one slice for me, one slice for her, and then we got back in the race with our pizza. But before we did that, this woman said, "Hey, I have to tell you, I know who you are." And I was like, "Was she talking to me?" She's talking to me. She's, "Yes, I know you. Look at this." And she held up a picture of me from Facebook from the day before. The day before. Yes, the day before from the place where you get all your things. And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I follow you. And I'm so proud of you and what you're doing. I'm proud of you." I was like, wow, that was great. So we took a photo, and so I'll post a picture of her soon. But yeah, that really did more to get me back on the race than anything, because I mean, she's still hope, and there are people in that same. How much time do I have? It's in that same place, that had pizza, that had medals, they had this on and this on. They were done, and we went into that pizza place for the first time. I was like, "Oh, I gotta maintain. I gotta see it through. All right, Candy. That's her name, Candy. All right, so I got excited. I've gone over my time, and And I love how the energy of the light has just chose me. But I guess I will continue to talk about my marathon and my experiences in this marathon and how different my experiences were this time than last time. Ashe. But I'm just gonna tell you one thing, that walking did not make it easier. Last year I ran and walked. This year I walked primarily. It did not make it easier. It did not make it easier. It hurt. It hurt. And so thank you to the people at the marathon headquarters that at the end shouted me out by name, put this arm over me, gave me my medal. Thank you. Ashe, because you really put it in me. Oh, and also you can see this. You can see me doing all this running, yay, on Reverend Mel's Instagram Live. She recorded it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it again today. Ashe. All right. So I'm gonna say goodbye, and you're gonna be hearing from me more as I talk about the marathon. All right. I'll see you later.